This is the new 2010 Grand Sport C6 Corvette. We're going to be installing our C6 vertical door kit on it today, and we're going to walk you through the process. It's a beautiful car. Just make sure you tape up the car real good. You want to definitely not, you're going to be handling this area on the car a lot, so we're going to tape up this whole area here, and you want to tape up a good bit on your fender because you will be putting your hands up here adjusting the door and all. So it's good so you won't scratch your paint or anything. It's good to tape it up and protect it. Plus too, it'll protect the edges when you're putting the door on. There's definitely might be a little bit of bumping trying to get it right. If you got tape on there, it won't hurt anything, so just tape it up real good. Alright. And make sure you got at least taped up that much. You want enough to you're not going to worry about scratching your car. Alright guys, we're fixing to pull off the door. First thing we do is make sure your windows are down. Roll your windows all the way down on both doors, because when you pull the doors off, you want to make sure the windows are down so they won't get in the way. You accidentally chip them or anything. It just makes the door much easier to install, the kit to install. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is, if you can see up in here, we're going to pull off the hinges. So, but before we do that, we're going to pull off this boot. You just take this boot. If you can see my hand here, pull this boot out on both sides. It just pops out with your fingers. There's a connection in here, 2 wires going into the car. Unplug those, and then that'll be your wires undone. Alright, these are the 2 wire connections. They just pop right out. So you'll just tuck the other back in behind here and throw it back here, and you can get it back out in a little bit. Now we'll pull the door off. Undo the bolts up in here, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and we'll pull the door off.
Adjust that wire under your feet.
Get up and go that way a little bit for that. Alright, that'll set and protect it while we're working on the thing, okay? So we got these, you can come in a little closer. 2 bolts at the top, 2 bolts at the bottom. Just take those off. Just, you know, when you pull them off, set them to the side. You're not going to reuse these again, but we're going to look at the little spots where they were so we can get an idea where we're going to line our other kit up, okay? Alright, once you get your hinges off, just make sure you wipe the area. There's usually a little dust or sand or so on, so just clean the areas real good before you put the kit on there. Clean the areas. Now this little piece is a rubber stopper here, and this rubber stopper is just for the door that you have on, so when it opens out so far it won't hit. You won't need it, so it'll be in the way. You just have to remove it. It just pops right in and out. Just hold on to it. If you ever change back, you can put it back in. But that's the only thing you have to do to move this. Everything else is fine. Nothing else you have to do to this kit except just stick it on there and adjust it out. And that's what we're about to do. Alright, this is the kit. It'll come to you like this. It'll come to you together like this one here. And you just split it. You pull it out and split it. And we'll use this piece. We'll base this piece here bolts right to the pillar post of the car. I'm going to do that now. Alright, we got the kit just loosely stuck on here, as you can see, and so it's still moving around a little bit. What we're going to do is, once we stick it on, you gotta always make sure you put all your bolts in, and put this one in first, because it's right up underneath this the hinge here, and it's kind of aggravating to get in. So put that one in first, and then put your rest of them in at the top. Now what we'll do is we look at our hinges that we had took off the car. Alright, it came off the car just like that. Alright, now see down in the hinges, inside the hinge, you can see the ring where the bolt pattern was, right here. Well, that gives you an idea that this hinge was back and kind of up. So that's what we're going to do to this one, is back and kind of up. So we're going to start off our hinge in that area, and that should get us close. We don't have to do a lot of adjustments. If you're lucky, it's perfect, but most of the time you're going to have to readjust it a couple times. We're going to start with this. Alright, so we got down the door. We got to take off the rub boot. As we did, we popped it loose on the inside and pulled up, disconnected the 2 wires. The newer Corvettes only has this one little wire, but the some of the older ones in the C5 and C6 from 2005, and the C5s early on, but they'll have two harnesses, one big one like this and a smaller one, instead of the single wire one. So just the 2010, I think, maybe 9 has the single wire one. That changed a little bit. It just pops out. Take your finger, pop it out, pull this off. You will be splitting this and using both ends, but you won't use the center section. It doesn't span far enough out, so we're going to have to add in some wire loom on it to cover our wires and for both purses, but I'll show you how to wire it later. You won't have to cut your wires. Everything's plenty long enough, so we won't have to worry about that, but we just need to wipe this down, and we'll put our kit on it. All right, on the C6s and not on the C5s, but on the C6s, I don't know why, but it depends on which year it is and who was doing it. But this piece right here is riveted on here. You can see the two rivets right here. There's one underneath here and one here. It's riveted on there. Well, it's an extra piece. I don't know why it comes out so far, because the little support stops right here, the little rubber seal. But anyways, most of them are flush. They're supposed to be, if you can see my finger, they're flush against this. Sometimes they're sticking out a little bit, and sometimes they're flush. This one's sticking out a little over a 1/4 inch, so we got to trim it off right to here, just up to about to right here. I'll show you what we're doing, but we're going to trim this, take this little 1/4 inch piece off. That's the only cutting you have to do, and most of the time you don't have to do it, but on this one we're going to have to. C5s don't have the same little system up here. It's a little flat little piece. So the C6s have this, so we're going to have to cut this little teeny piece, and you'll see it has no effect whatsoever on your window, the seal on your window, because there's still all the seals underneath there. The fiberglass piece goes all the way back, and all this is still, the clip is going to remain. Piece is what you need to cut off. Okay. Alright, after we do it, just blow it off. Wipe it down. And you'll see there's a little, come over here so you can see. See the little, that's all it is left there. You can take your black permanent marker. Yeah, that's good. That's all you need to do. It's just that little bitty fiberglass little piece right here that we're doing. That's all you have to cut.